from my coffee. Okay. Take you out. Take you out. Let's see, we don't need this here. Uh-oh. Oh no. That was weird. Okay. Chat is live on my end. Finally. Um, shout outs to anybody who did speak to me prior. Hey Lions, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Carnage, what's good? What's good? How are you? Hmm. My Korean brother in there. How are you? Man, I'm great. I'll tell you what is happening right now. We're having some sort of weather thing. I don't know if it's a hurricane or something nearby. I don't know. I do not watch news really of any type. Um, I really don't. So I don't even know what the weather be doing. But anyways, it's preventing me from doing the job that I'm doing right now in the remodel because I got to come in and out and I got to cut tile outside because my wet saw makes a great big old wet mess and you can't do that in the house. And I can't be out there with that motor getting rained on. So here we are. Bink. Miniature chisel. You see that? See, here's the thing. I don't know if you've noticed this yet. Most of my miniature things end up this way, except spoons, because it's so linear, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, I don't even know what the statement I'd be making with the spoon other than flossing that I could make a spoon. But this also is. So I made the necklace for it yesterday. And I kind of, with the hammer upside right like this, which I do like, kind of looks, kind of gives a familiar look. So I decided to make the beads like sort of a rosary look. And then I accidentally put one too many on this side. And I got to figure out how to break one out. And I don't know if I've got enough room in the necklace for that. But I got to figure that out too. In the meanwhile, I'll be a little bit crooked. Carter says busy day. Yeah, yeah. What you got going, Bo? What is going on with your busy day? I am just gonna be here doing this stuff because now I can. So a couple things I think I want to do. Handmade, isn't it still nice? I think so. I think so. Another thing y'all just gonna have to deal with today, and I apologize. I do this from time to time, but I do a little morning routine, and some of it happens down here. And so also helps me think. So today I was thinking maybe cut in and make another knife because I've got these really nice old blades because I never throw away circular saw blades. So I've got some from my saw, from my table saw left over. Old, the teeth are dull or chipped or whatever, so they're not good for that. But it's good steel, and I can use that steel to make more knives. I gotta look around and see if I've got wood for the handles or if I gotta go out and find something. But I'm pretty good at using my scraps because I make small stuff. Um, so I don't know if so I don't have a lot of scrap. Also, I had some ideas about some pendants from some stone, but I forgot my rotary tool broke. I have to take it back sometime today. It'll be convenient. Um, and then I'll get another one. But I think the first thing I'm going to get into today is sharpening that knife. This is my everyday in my pocket and sort of sharp. It's pointy, but it ain't sharp sharp. And I do carry this one about as often and it ain't sharp at all. So getting pretty dull because I use these pretty often. That's a weird blade shape. I have not sharpened that yet, but I'll give it a go today. And I'll learn something or somebody will teach me something. Well, I guess that's the same thing, ain't it? Or I'll try what I think I would work and maybe it'll work. Let me get some fresh water for my stones. I'll be right back. I know. What do you want? Oh my gosh. I'll be right back. Yo. Oh, I'm fine. We need water too, you know? Can't just be coffee. I'm sorry, Lions. I had to dip and get a call done, but I am back for you. Namaste, my friend. Hey, Rusty, how you doing? Welcome. Everybody else that I may have missed, I apologize for my brief absence. I ain't got my life together, and that's just the fact of the matter. However, my coffee is immaculate today. Like Sam Jackson in this joint. All right, this one's pretty straightforward. We might as well get all the pockets together right now and get that underway. Get that all the way done. And look it. I want to talk to y'all about something real quick that we might be able to do. Boom. I don't know if you know what this is, but this is my Klein tool. And this one just happens to be a hawk blade knife is what this is. It was nice and hard, hardy enough, right? But it broke. So why shouldn't I be able to make a different blade for that and then have a pocket knife that I really liked? I really like this thing. I really liked it. Like, look how thick it's just a butt, but look, it's a hammer. You got a hammer. And then look at come on, man. It's a good dang on tool, man. Good dang on tool. All right, let's see. Let's get the stuff out of the way we don't want here real quick. We don't need epoxies for this. We don't need brass. We don't need freaking scrap wood. Let's get all that stuff over here. Now, as far as all the knives go, we made storage the other day on the desktop. We made storage. Let me show you this. Dope. love it. Remember him? I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna lie about it. Very proud of this knife. I'm just very proud. Like the way that this feels in my hand is magical. It's magical. It just feels capable. You know what I mean? It's lightweight. That's the only thing. It's not like I couldn't pound on stuff with this, and it wouldn't be for that at all. But yeah, so we might get into that today. Maybe even make a little whittling or carving blade for this. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Because we can pull that screw, and when we do, this will come out, and we can just mimic how the bottom of that is made and build whatever kind of blade we want in that. Just to have a sufficient piece of metal. That's it. Yeah, just me. Yeah, the magnets have been a game changer. Nice little skin buster. Yes, Carnage. I saw that machete. It was pretty amazing. Lion says, make a Sloyd blade. I would love it if you would describe that to me, so I would sort of know what you mean. You know, I'm a novice at a lot of things. Just willing to give everything a go. But yeah, what does that mean? Sloyd blade. If I can, I'll do it. I guess I could look it up on my phone and stop being lazy, couldn't I? Let's set that there. And again, we're going to start with this. We're even going to sharpen this little, you know what I feel about this knife. Look at a little wick. Look, 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 look. It's just turning. It's just turning. Ugh. Ugh. All right. We'll drink a little water. I've really learned to appreciate putting this on a little bit of an angle when I do this. We got some metal already shavings down there on this. Let's clean it off. I feel like this just makes it feel a little better. I don't know if just because most of the time I'm sharpening, I'm doing it for this camera, so that could just be me adapting to a backwards circumstance. Still on the 400 grit. I'm just gonna clean this up. Grab 2 pair of pliers and screw it back together. The Gerber's not cheap. They're $100 knives here. These Gerbers were fairly cheap. I got 2 of these, this little one and a bigger one, for 20 bucks, and they were on sale, and it was a come up for sure, and they're good little knives. But I'm gonna take care of what I got. Make a little holder to keep it at an angle. Funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. Yeah, these pair of frames are fairly cheap, but they are great everyday carries. Like, this knife is so tiny, but if you get the blade sharp, you get almost as much surface cutting area. And you know, what are you out there doing? You're not out there, you know, going to church and skinning fish. You get something like this, you can keep in your pocket, and it's small and inconspicuous, and it doesn't look like you're trying to be tough. You know what I'm saying? and it just works. It's a good little knife. Hello, this is Wes.
Hello?
Hello, robot.
Hey, this is Harper from Premier Health Advisors. The Georgia State Medicare annual enrollment period is now open. I offer a free no-obligation review to see if
She
you
is
can lower your
rushing through it.
premium
She's
or
trying to
improve your
get this
prescription
over
coverage for
with.
2026. Do you currently have both Medicare Part A and Part B?
Boop. All right. So I do understand the benefits of a more expensive blade, meaning you don't have to do this nearly as often. And if you don't know how to do this, and you have one of these blades, it wouldn't take you very long to active use before you were going, oh man, this thing's a piece of crap. It's not sharp. Because I'm gonna chew this blade up. I've literally opened hundreds of bags of concrete with this thing. I can keep it on me. It doesn't bother me on my hip. It doesn't bump in anything. It doesn't snag on anything. It's tiny. But it will cut open anything I need to cut open. There's not a size rope that this can't cut. You know what I'm saying? With a sharp blade. And that's primarily what I'm going to be using these things for in the field. Can you get a Gerber blade tenor for a tenor then, Rusty? We'd like to extend your car warranty. Exactly, Rusty. Flossie asked me about making a doohickey. Flossie, that's what this was going to be. It looked sketchy, I know, don't look at that part. But the goal was gonna be, you know, blades here, ride the curvature, you know what I'm saying? And work it out, right? The only problem is, what am I gonna put on the end of this to sharpen a metal blade? Sandpaper would just wear out really, really fast. And I can't cut one of these down to that, and if I did, I would feel stupid. The only thing that really makes sense are those little diamond things. And by the time you get them in that size, and then I adapt them and make them work to that, I really haven't saved myself any money. I might as well just buy a $100 device that does that. I've seen them for like probably as little as $120. I don't think I've seen them much cheaper than that. But it's got a little radial arm that extends out and will ride that curve for you. But I already have these, meaning these whetstones. And these whetstones came with, you know, a little Amazon setup that I got for my chisels. And I felt like I should just learn how to sharpen a curved blade instead of buying more stuff. I got a little more room in my hard drive upstairs in my brain than I do space in the shop for another tool. It's going to be costing me money. But I've seen them, and they're nice. They look like they're super effective. And if you're sharpening a lot and a lot of stuff, and you need to be efficient, that seems like a way to go. But me, I've kind of got long game time, meaning, one, I really, really like to learn a new thing. But two, I don't have to do any of this for a living, so it doesn't make me have to be efficient. I can just do it the way that I like. So that's a lot of people's gripe with me online, is that the woodworking stuff, they go, why don't you just get a this, or why don't you just get a that? Why are you making it? And it's because I enjoy making it. I haven't sold a single thing woodworking, but in my shop, I've made 6 benches that are, or workstations that are all in use that I use all the time daily. 6 or 7 cabinets and storage things, 3 or 4 tabletops, 1 easel, dust collection. I've spent more time in my shop building my shop than I've spent building anything for any space outside of my shop at this moment. I made a lot of cabinets here though. That, by the way, is 1,000 grit that I'm on right now. Oh, snap, I'm missing chat. Oh, snap. Make it a bigger to hold an idea. Blocking a U shape and stopper at the bottom with weight to it. That might be nice. I don't know what's going on here in the chat. Let's take a little moment for chat therapy. Boom, 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 boom. Nikki New says the mallet is too cute. Thanks. Thanks, Nikki New. I have decided that I shall only fight the battles that are mine. Secondly, good advice I got once was, you don't have to show up to every fight you're invited to. Changed my life. Sometimes I'll pause while I'm doing something and I'll look at my knuckles and I'll go, look at all that nice clean skin. Jeez, it's been so long. And I'm proud. I need to make a magnet like that for my mirror. Oh yeah, that would be nice. Just hanging. Oh, maybe you gave me the idea that I can use my acorn for. I've been thinking about, like, I'm even stupid practical in every scenario, right? And I'm like, where could I hang my acorn, right? That makes absolute sense. I'm gonna hang that acorn up in one of my trucks. I gotta figure out which way to put a finish on it that's gonna give it some UV protection. That's gonna be dope. Thanks, Nikki New. Gave me a good idea. Wouldn't it be fabulous? All right. We're all the way up to the 8,000 grit. I keep this thing in a metal pan, so sometimes they get that little stuff on them, that little rust look. Doesn't seem to be a problem, but I got some little debris right there, so let's clean it off right quick. Let's start off fresh. Let's start off fresh. That's good advice. Oh, that's good. Hello, some advice for people who want to learn how to sharpen knives. Give me some advice, Dr. Doppeldecker. Carnage says, I'm good. I know how to sharpen. Yeah, but there's a whole room full of people here. So, yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Where did I get all my stones? These are, let me clean it off for you. Give you some of this free advertising. Amazon Basics. And comes with 3 blocks, 3,000, 8,000, um, a 400, and a 1,000, and that flattening stone, as you saw. And they work. Like I use them on everything I've got, and then I get great edges. It's an essential part of my process. Some people do like the diamond stuff, and I'm not knocking them. I haven't used enough diamond and oil to knock it, but I've set up a pretty efficient and effective system and a functionally likable system for me. Like I enjoy it this way. And for I can't remember, but I'm sure less than $30. All three of those stones and a couple of other helpful accessories. I'm gonna put this on the strap. I'm pretty packed on there, but I'm gonna pack some more in. I've been scraping this down pretty regularly lately. And I'll knock some of that stuff loose and then go back down over it. I don't know if that's the right way, but I've been doing it and I've been cutting stuff. So make what it you will of that. Bro, I'll put every way like Russia. I would say shame. It's a shame you shouldn't listen to the United States of America. Honestly, I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. You're in the wrong chat. Get a knife and sharpen the stone and work it out. Flatten the stone, work it down to the grits, finish with a strop. It's just facts. I remember now you're the expert. I got brain fog today. What we mean? What we're talking about? I missed that one, Floss. I like to make that whistle sound when I see a nice reflective edge. I used to be able to whistle pretty good when I was a kid. Um, Not so much now. All right, now that we got that, we're gonna go ahead and since we are trying, I'm trying to pick up better habits, and it's hard for me to know that there's a better way and not use and have access to that better way and then not do it. You know what I mean? So for what I have available, I have this EDC emulsion cutting lace EDC 6 micron diamond emulsion. This is the only type I've ever used, but it's been amazing. So smooth. It's like butter. It's okay to hit that like button if you want to. If I want to trick the strapping, Wes, go from the tip of the knife to the handle. Oh, yeah? That way? Is this the best strapping way? Let's see. Okay. Might not be develop a skill set for that, right? Interesting. Interesting. Let's go with the... And maximize the sharpening leather. It goes with the grit of the knife. Yam, 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 yam. Now, it was not happening before I got here, but I do believe I got a notification on my other phone that Calvin at Dad's workshop is on. He's over there doing a wood bending art project, which is pretty interesting. If you got the time, or if you just want to run over there and check him out, uh, that would be dope. He'd probably appreciate it. I don't have, if I've got a mod in the chat that wants to post that link, that would be dope. But if not, you know. So this is the 0.5 micron. That just looks, I don't know if it even shows up like that on camera though. Let's see what we got. Nothing. Let's see if we did it right. Nope. Not sharp at all. Look at that. Look at that. It's not sharp at all. Not at all. My angles must have been bad. Look at that. That's not sharp at all. We're going to have to reset. And then we'll test this thing at 400. I've been sharpening these bigger knives lately. I got a big old shiny edge, but I don't got a sharp edge at all. So I've been polishing too high. So maybe I need to bring that angle down and put some real effort on this 400 grit for a little while. Because we may have to just shape this blade. It might have rounded over a little bit. Hear how hard I'm pushing down? Not too hard, but much harder than I would be if I was just touching up this blade. Thanks, Carnage. Drop a little more stuff in there. Miro Museum, how are you? How are you? Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you. Sorry, I got the thing more on me than. Keep cleaning this blade. We're gonna do some real work on this 400. Because we gotta get that blade worked back down. I think I've just rounded it over with too much harshness. And if we gotta, you know, we can go over there to the belt and re-bevel that blade. But I'm trying to rework this edge here. It's starting. Let's clean it off again. Oh snap, wrong side. Put your knife forward, hold the angle, and push the handle to tip. Push my knife forward, hold the angle, and push from handle to the tip. Now, maybe that's one of my problems. Is my mechanics want to go into production mode maybe too fast. And then maybe my mechanics go with the efficiency of my own body movement instead of proper angle to hit this knife from. Let's do that. Getting some lessons here, y'all. Now, certainly, I've sharpened a lot of knives. And as somebody who hadn't, I could be viewed as somebody who knows what I'm doing. And then shows a couple of guys show up who've been doing it for many years and are capable of offering me new, helpful advice. That is why we are here. It's not just for me. I can learn a ton from my chat. A lot of really good carpenters, craftsmen, bladesmiths, carvers show up, give some awesome support, and giving support to me is giving support to the chat. And y'all are most welcome. No, push the blade forward on the stone. Mm-hmm. I think I just go on autopilot when I start talking. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'll shut up for a second. Let's see if we're sharp though. Not bad. I appreciate you, Carnage. I do. I'm also going to drive some people crazy in the chat because that happens too, just to be honest. A lot of my efforts are trial and error, so that's sometimes a little difficult to grasp for the more seasoned pro. But it's the fact of the matter, it is. I don't know. Yo, I got a freaking fruit fly in here. That's gonna drive me crazy. So I'm gonna have to turn the fan on. I apologize if it's noisy. If it's noisy in advance, but I can't have this thing buzzing around my head. It's gonna drive me local. That's it. Yeah. Let's get this in. Let's get that there. All right. My bad, peoples. Now, if we get sharp at 1,000 grit, let's flatten that. Okay. Back to my old bad habits. Okay, let's fix it. Let's get that fixed. Okay. All right, we're getting sharper. What are we talking about? Forward like slight? You mean forward like that? Like this? Is that what we're talking about right now? This is this is crazy. This is never have I seen this. What is with y'all? Is this some secret that y'all been keeping from me all this time? Is this some super sharp Illuminati keeping me from learning how to properly sharpen a knife. That'll set me up. I'm disgusted. Because of it, I'm going back to the 400. I'm going to do it that way from the start. Here we go. Now we got to retrain ourselves to do this differently. I had no idea this was the way. Had no idea. Y'all see this, chat? I'm seeing the blade changing already. We're going to do it. We're going to trust the experts. Knowledge is power. Opposite with the strap. Gotcha. All right. Once again. So I'm doing the strap method properly. But this right here, I've been creeping by on good luck and charm this whole way. This whole time. I have no idea. My daughter and her bestie drove up from college overnight in this crazy rain. But they are here, and they are safe and sound. They're upstairs sleeping, so I'm not going to fire up the noise for another half hour or so. Alright, seems to be doing good. Up to no good. Now, we're back to the 3000 grit stone, and this is going to be going in the brand new Lions and Carnage sharpening system that I've developed live here for you, because we love you. And that's just the fact of the matter. Maybe you don't want our love, but here it is, loud and proud. There's nothing you can do about it. You're amongst sharpening royalty right now. There's nothing more old school than Britain and frickin' England. Like, what's more old school in American culture than that? You know what I'm saying? That's why we be watching. That's why all the good shows are over there now. It's fascinating. All right, here we go. This is the 8000 grit. I imagine this is a little harsher on the stones though. But that's why we got that flattening one. Maybe that's why that guy jumped on my video and called it trash yesterday. Lions, did you see that? That guy just said trash with a period, like a complete sentence. Like that was the topic, that was the action. Trash. Multiple meanings. Broke my heart. Just kidding. I didn't give a shit. Well, then you got Canada. We're just as old as England, almost. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, it's Canada, though. You know what I'm saying? And no diss on Canada. You know what I'm saying? Canada's, respectable place. I've never been there. I've never been to England either. Let's dry this thing off. We've adjusted our sharpening system. We have learned from the best. I've seen Carnage cut a lot of bottles and stuff. I've seen Lions carve a lot of wood. Sharp. I've never seen you use something that didn't look razor sharp. But the practical use of a thing is such an important. Carnage's blades are usually pretty new, so I don't get to see them in action and in wear necessarily. Lions is dissecting a tree every day, seems like. But look at here, look what they showed us, y'all. Look what they showed us. This little cheap old knife. We're still gonna go to the diamonds. Diamonds are forever. I gotta go to where my dad split Bush course. Canadians, from what I've seen, were super nice, except my ex-husband, says Flossie. Woo! I knew a Canadian, the only Canadian that I had close contact with, frequency, was a lumberjack. He was 60 plus years old. That guy would climb a tree with 2 chainsaws hanging off a belt and knock down any tree you could point at. Amazing, this old guy. And that's what he went by, the Canadian lumberjack. That's what we called him. Amazing guy. Yeah, I've never heard of a rude Canadian. I'll be honest. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if this works. This will be a little embarrassing if I fail it again, right? I'm nervous now. It just ripped. still just ripped. Is that gonna mean? Look at that. Look. Let me make sure this is dry, because I don't think I've ever seen that happen. I punctured it. It won't even tear. Look at that. There's something very fundamentally wrong going on here. Look at the blade. And I guess shiny doesn't mean sharp, but it's just not sharp. Weird thing is, if I hold this angle this way, I can shave fingernail. But if I go down, I don't know, I got a bad angle, I got something going on. But that's no good. I may have to just knock that edge down and refile that edge, and then go back to polishing. Ah, that sucks. All right. So let's just do it then. Like, what are we here for? If not to fix shit like this. All right. Reload the coffee. Flatten the 400 grit right to the edge before moving on. Yeah, I think I might just go over here. I mean, I do like it over here. I do like it over here. Oh no, a phone call. Hello, this is Wes.
Hello?
Hello.
Good morning. My name is Olivia. I'm reaching out because Medicare has sponsored a legislation relief package for Georgia, which offers extra cash, groceries, gas, and in order to get it, Medicare Part A and B, right? Before I transfer you, I just need to check your eligibility for the new Medicare benefits, like capped drug costs.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were still talking. Okay, check it out. That's what we have before. And then I hit that, and now we've got a little bit thicker, a little bit deeper bevel, a little bit flatter, further situation. That worked out good. Problem is that disc spins down, which is the best way for me on this particular situation. If I turn that knife that way, how do I get this side? Like, you can't go as flat there because of that. It kind of blocks it. And then that's rotating, so, you know, that's the sucky thing about it. Can use that, but it's not as accurate. It's just not. Be careful. So it did all right. I'm not gonna press our luck. That's 120 grit, and that was pretty fast to get us there. Let's see if it sharpened anything. It's about the same as it was before, and coming off of that, it's not gonna be. But it penetrated that paper, and the feel of it is definitely better. So let's try to work that new edge with the 400. much like what small wood lot. The problem is the other side of the disc um, goes the opposite way, right? So, and the handle doesn't allow me to get as close to catch that angle. It's kind of like when you're carving wood, how like one side of the wood you can carve towards you, but if you try to just flip it, switch hands, and carve the other side towards you, it won't, because the the disc creates a different scenario on one side than the other. Technically, the underside of that opposite side would be the way to do it to match the accessibility. It's just not accessible because it's the underside. Ah, I'm doing it backwards again already. Already. Bad habits prevail, people. Stay mindful. Stay mindful. Bad habits will prevail. I did that 5 seconds ago. This is why my spoon carving career hasn't taken off yet. Somebody was telling me about that little whistle when that happens. It's probably the steel vibrating, but I'm not sure what it exactly means in the world of sharpening. I'll be honest, I kind of like being in student mode. I like learning new things. So I'm a little excited when I get a new practice. There's always stuff in the way. Stuff in the way will adjust your technique too. Be mindful of that. You can see that the uneven wear is trying to catch up. It's trying to catch the spaces, so we got to get that even going along the way. So we are going to have probably some gougery, some waveration until we get that edge clean. Oh, that's looking good now. Let's get it wet again. Is that a freaking mosquito? Lord have mercy. I gotta deal with a mosquito. It's alright, Wesley. We're going to try to get a fine blade edge on a not so fine a tool, but I think we can do it. confident. Hey fam, you gotta do better, buddy. Stuff is still flying on you. And it's stressing me out, frankly. There you go. Bad habits prevail, people. Force yourself to use proper technique so that you can develop proper technique. Everything I ever taught you before now is wrong. It sounds exciting, Carnage. But I gotta get this together first, buddy. I gotta learn. I'm a manual guy before I go into the digital era. But I think I am gonna end up getting a machine like that eventually. When I start my knife making business, Wes's Knives and Pendants. Yes, I have one, but you need to be careful with it. You completely change the profile of the knives and somewhat quickly. Oh. Yeah, I believe that would probably be better for knife making and blade refining than maybe sharpening. But I don't know. I can't believe nobody said anything about how I'm sharpening until now. That sucks. Alright, we're going to work back up to these heavy grits again. These high grits, I should say. Not heavy. Sort of the opposite of heavy. So we got to go until we get this knife right. This is a cheap, relatively cheap steel. I had a few people tell me that these were tough to sharpen. But you can sharpen almost anything with the right stuff, or the right technique, I should say. We appreciate that, Pat. It's always good to have multiple perspectives. right, we're back to the strop. Third time's a charm. Right? Right? Please be a charm third time. Starting to wonder if I know how to do any of this shit. I swear the edge just keeps looking good, but you know, looks don't cut. All right. Shake on and shake on. Now what if I did all of this, still don't end up with a sharp blade? If that happens, I'm logging off and I'm gonna do some research and then come back, tell y'all what my findings are. I got some wet spots on this paper. I don't know if you can see it. So that's not the knife this time. I do have some imperfections in the line though. You can see them. You get up close, like right there where my gross fingernail is. I know. I hear about it every day. And yeah, same on the other side. Not too bad. But where our real test is, because we're carpenters, not paper cutters, there's gonna be some wood. So let's find some wood. Oh, I got a little scrap right here. Oh man. Get scared he goes with age. Just does. You can see the angle I'm cutting at, so I'm not able to even put a lot of pressure. I mean, that's a controlled cut. Pretty easy. And if we're carving with it, sure we can take out some meat with it. So yeah, you got something out of it. Good stuff. That might be the sharpest this knife's ever been. I've never even tried to cut paper with this thing before. But it did work. Pretty good, pretty good. I'll watch it, Carnage. That is the key. I've sharpened on slate and also a sheet of glass with different grits of sandpaper. Yeah, I've heard the glass thing. I've never done the glass thing. I mean, I tried it once. It's almost like honing, I think, right? And then we got to figure out how to do this thing. This is definitely harder steel, and this is definitely not sharp. I don't want to risk it, but this ain't sharp. So we got to work this thing out too. But on the stones, I don't know that contour is even possible. Let's look at it. But we do have sandpaper, and we do have, I don't know that this is a bad option, this one. Oh yeah. I'll just have to do that in 2 pieces. We can do it on the corner. I have to do it on the corner so that I can ride that entire bevel. This doesn't feel like the worst way to do this. There's a little rhythm with it. Mike Laglin, what's going on? Anything flat will work. MDF is good and cheap. Good to know, Lines. My English brother from another mother. I'm gonna try the other side. What if I do that side like this? Pretty much the same thing, right? I have used the all the way up to 4,000 grit on a strap. I mean on a right. Yeah. On sandpaper. See, I can't think and sharpen at the same time. Give a little attention to the top side of this blade. Top half of this blade, I should say. It's weird that this sharpens like opposite how you would want to do a chisel. I don't know. This is weird, but it's coming from trusted sources. Making a new wedge for the axe from ash. What? Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun, Lions. You must have a lot of ash trees over there where you're at. I don't even know what I'd be looking for. I gotta really start doing some research on trees. I got just way too many of them around me to be so blissfully ignorant. Woefully ignorant, maybe. We're at the 1,000 grit right now. Sharpening up some. And I don't think I'm going to put these soft stones on this one. The 3,000 grit, 8,000 grit, I don't think I'm going to put those on it. I don't know if I even need this thing sharper than that. Let's see how sharp it is though. That's plenty good. We certainly weren't getting that out of it. That one's good. So we got 2 down. Chris R, I don't do that arm hair shaving. That's a little gross to me. I don't know. I'm just skittish about that. You know what I mean? I'm just a little skittish about the. And then like I don't know. Every time I see somebody do that and then show me the arm hair, I'm like, no thanks, bro. I believe you. I just can't. Plus, this is my everyday, right? I didn't take this to the 3 and the 8,000 because I just don't need this to be razor sharp. This is so small that if it's not, I can't just brute force this thing. You know what I mean? This one. And then I'm kind of cowering out. I think I could damage my stones maybe with that edge. I don't want to risk it. Here's what I will do though. Here's what I will do. I will run a little 2,000 and a little 3,000 on it with the wet paper for you. And then we'll slice the paper. I'll give you a paper slice. I'll try that. And again, this one didn't go all the way up the grits, but I'll try that. 3,000 right now. That's the 2,000. Hey, Smoke, what's going on? What's going on? Chris says, I'll get you a shave. Never. I don't know if you can tell, I ain't a shaving type, man. Might not even be a razor in this house. Let's clip us. Smoke in the building. Renegade's Garage, what's going on? What'd you do? Bring Smoke with you? Or bring Smoke you brought him? What's good? What's good? Good to see a couple car guys in this piece. You know we real friendly to the car channels over here. Like cousins. Play cousins. That's what our blade is looking like. Let's see if we can embarrass ourselves with paper. And this is thin paper too. That's what be blowing a little bit for me, because you know, I need some excuses before I show that I don't know what I'm doing. Let's try it. Nothing. Tore it. Just tore the paper. You've made me the fool. You've made me the few. Alright, let's try it with the tip. Nope. Nope. We can do that. That's it. Does it pass? Only the everyday carry utility knife pass. Does not pass the super sharp paper cut challenge. Doesn't do it. That one does. That one doesn't. But no weight. No weight. Weight matters. No weight. It's a stabber, not a slicer. You know, if I shaved my arm. Yeah, and I probably have this knife probably would have gave me a carpet burn instead of a slice. Just drag across my skin and give me a surface rash. I'm just gonna go to say, you're sanding with your hand is giving inconsistent sharpening. Pressure points with your fingers always sharpen on a belt or stone. Yeah, but it's a round blade. It's, you know what I'm saying? Can't do that with a stone. Can't do that with a belt. Maybe with a belt. Yo, mister, what's good? What's good? Hollywood. Dap, boom, in a pound. That's my guy. Morning, everyone, and my coffee is low-ski, roasty, bro. These were the only two knives I was going to do today. I was going to do this one, you know, but not that knife. I hate that knife. But I do have other stuff I got in mind. So, one, keep the joint. Worked it out last night. Pretty fresh. And that short is doing really good. So if y'all can jump up on there, that would be dope. Go check out that short I did on this handle. It's pretty cool. Like a little optical illusion at the front. But I am going to get up out this thing, and I'm going to come back in and check y'all out. That's the best short I've done in a little while. The quality of steel is also a huge factor in sharpness, length, and staying sharp, for sure, Chris. And I like inexpensive things, shamefully, and that's why I get knives that seem to be a little bit tougher to slice a good edge back onto when it falls off, but pretty durable is what I will give both of these. This one in particular, and this one. I'm gonna go to the old West Desert headquarters at the old HF, and I gotta take back my rotary tool that could put it on me, and then I'll get some little Allen keys, some little tiny micro things, so we can take this apart and make a new blade for it, and I'll do that live too. Get a work sharp, it'll change the game. I'm still into learning how to sharpen on my own, kind of. You know what I mean? I feel like you learn how to hand sharpen first. Like as a young carpenter, right? You use a hammer first. And until you're good with the hammer, you don't get a pneumatic device. You just don't. So I kind of feel that same way, that standard for myself. Like I got to learn how to sharpen almost any blade manually. And then I'll upgrade to the equipment. You know what I mean? If need be. But originally, because hand sharpening is going to one, be relaxing. Two, it's going to put you so intimately connected to the tool that you're going to learn the tool. You're going to learn the steel. You're going to learn, you know what I mean, angles and stuff like that. And I need that. I need that in my education, for the matter. Well, Chris, I do understand that. If you don't have time for it, I really understand that. It's just that I don't rely on any of this that you see here for a living. I am, I'll show you. These are the kind of hammers that I make money with. These I make fun with. Like these are fun. But only for, you know, chiseling and this kind of stuff. But yeah, I earn my living with the old steel. But man, y'all are awesome. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me for this morning. That was great to have this coffee with y'all. I hope Calvin is still on. If he is, I'm going to go over there and check him out over there at Dad's Workshop. And if y'all haven't and y'all don't know about him, one of the things about Calvin over there is he does actually rely on this, and this is what he is doing for a living. So the support over there goes a long way. Over here, the support goes a long way. It does a whole lot for my heart. It doesn't do much for my pockets, and I don't really need it to. So I'm gonna jump off. If y'all can, go jump over there and see him. Dad's Workshop. Yeah, for sure. And we'll see you there. Great fun, Wes. Cheers, bro. Thanks, Lions. I appreciate you. You too, Mr. Mike Lagland, Chris R. Appreciate all y'all. Smoke is always in the building with us, and I appreciate him too. Man, I'm gonna get out, and I'm gonna see y'all then. Hit them likes on your way out. Wipe your feet on the floor. I'm out. Peace.